Hey guys, how are we doing tonight? Kenny B here, cities and suburbs, beautiful jazz on a beautiful Sunday, February 5th, 2023. How you guys doing here? A quick video for you from cities and suburbs. Kenny B checking in with you like I always like to do. Check out the channel, please subscribe. You like, you don't like, add some content. Always looking for new ideas here. Really focus on community issues. And the big issue of the weekend was it was really cold. And today it's 50. My wife and I had a chance to drive to a beautiful greenhouse, horticultural place in, greenhouse, horticultural retailer, if you will, and you walk inside these greenhouses, it's like you're in the jungle. It was actually hot, so when you go there, it's called Logge's. It's in Logges. It's in Danielson, Connecticut, and then we went over to New York Pizza Company over in Danielson, Connecticut, and if you haven't been in Northeastern Connecticut, it's a really cool experience. Don't take the highway. I took the highway coming home because I was kind of full and wanted to get home quicker, but if you want, you can just take 131 if you're a local. You could take Route 31, 131 down to 12 and take Route 12 through Thompson and through Killingly, Dayville. You really experience this Northeastern Connecticut village feel, and it's really cool. And you ride along the French River, and you look at the French River, the river that goes from Oxford beyond flowing, and just powered all these mills back in the 1800s. And I said to my wife, I said, imagine 500 years ago, the French River, the Blackstone River. We kind of cringe now, right? I mean, you wouldn't dare even put a drop of that water on your tongue. But, hundreds of years ago, there were salmon swimming in those streams, and maybe someday we can get back there. But anyway, so Logge's, great, Governor African Violet, carnivorous plant, which is the Venus flytrap plant, and a jasmine plant. So nice day to explore your cities, your towns, and your community. Break out the map and take a route less traveled. Get off the highway, dump on the old routes. The old routes, the only way to see America, whether in New England or not. But yeah, minus 106 in Mount Washington the other day. Just some events. I mean, that's really cold. And, nobody was out the other day because it's weird. The weather's just weird. I'm not screaming global warming or whatever, but, to have a day that dips, minus 30 degrees and all of a sudden it's 50 degrees today. Okay, we gotta deal with it, right? And then, of course, the big news on Saturday was shooting down the spy balloon, which went on too long, to be honest with you. If we had a balloon floating over China, which we would never do, by the way, and maybe we do. Maybe they're so far up there, but any country these days, the technology is so sophisticated, they can tell. They can tell. We have satellites, low orbit, high orbit, This thing was, this Chinese spy balloon, or China spy balloon, it's coined. I don't know what the official name of it would be, but obviously it was put out in the U.S. media as a spy balloon, and they shot it down. Shot it down when it was the best political moment, if you would, for that to happen. So, but it's kind of like when they release things on Friday or do things on Saturday. Everybody's out buying plants like me, so they're not really paying attention. They go, really? Oh, okay. So you find out on Monday, oh, really? They shut that down. Unemployment is the lowest in 50 years in this country. 500,000 new jobs Okay, and that's the last jobs report from the Department of Labor. Um, Unemployment rate is at 3.4%. It is the lowest since 1969. Okay, those are claims, folks. The largest need still is leisure and hospitality. A lot of the high-tech guys, they're, Twitter and Google, they shop people, worldwide, actually. So, but turning my attention to Jackson, Mississippi, Flint, Michigan, Baltimore, Houston, just to name a few cities with really crappy water systems, old infrastructure. And someone asked me the other day, well, how do you think Worcester's doing, Ken? Actually, I think Worcester's doing okay, in terms of its water and filtration system. They've been upgrading that as the years go by, but as they say in Jackson, I mean, Jackson, Mississippi, in the last 10 years has lost 10% of its population. Okay? 6,000 of the 9,000 jobs that are there in businesses have left in the same time period. Okay? And it's not just because of broken pipes. I mean, that's just an indicator of, how poor a city is. I pulled up from Data USA today that as of 2020, Jackson, Mississippi has a population of about 163,778 people. Its poverty rate is 24.5, meaning you're falling under what it actually costs you to live in a place. If you're paying more than 30% of your income to rent, you're screwed anywhere. The median household income is actually lower than Worcester's. It's at about 40 grand a year, which that doesn't buy groceries anywhere. And the median property value rate is $91,400. So you can go down there if you have some money and, make a living. Number one, it looks like the number one, the economy, is healthcare, social assistance, and the retail trade. So not, sectors of the economy with the biggest return on investment, if you will. But you need social services, and they're in need whatever city you go to. Someone asked me the other day, well, Ken, how do you think Worcester's doing? How do you think Worcester's going to be in 10 years? And I honestly answered that a lot of these three-deckers need to go. It's old, turn of the century housing. It's going to go. We have pipe problems. We have, just like Jackson, Mississippi, we have old infrastructure. I think Worcester's staying ahead of it. Luckily, Worcester back in the day was really cheap, so when they put all those pipes in, they didn't line them with lead like they did in Flint, because that was too expensive. But that's actually paying dividends right now because we did not line our pipes here in Worcester with lead, But just resources that people need, and these are minority cities that we're talking about, guys. Flint, Jackson, Baltimore, Houston, and it just seems like those communities get the brunt of the crap from the cities, and so, but you can't have the National Guard going around giving out water. Cities need to be responsible for themselves, right? And stop with the gentrification crap. That's not going to happen in every city, right? So you guys need to be self-sustaining. We need to be self-sustaining. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. And but listen, I'm going to be live on the 8th with my good friend Peter Cush. We're going to be talking about, all things good, all things bad, the Super Bowl, sports. It'll be a fun time for you, 7 o'clock on Wednesday, February 8th. So until then, my friends, I would say, let's see, this stuff is precious, right? We need to take care of our communities, and money, money, money. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Take care. Kenny B here signing out from City of the Suburbs. Have a great one.